Hello, Holyoke. This is the Knightrider Podcast. I'm here in the Holyoke High School Media Center. I'm the co-host of this podcast. I'm here with Mr. Baru and a couple of our classmates. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Annalise. I'm a senior, and I am the co-editor and sports editor for the Herald.
Hi everyone, I'm Patrick Sweeney. I am a junior, and I am also the co-editor of the Herald.
Hi everyone, I'm Samantha Brennan. I'm a junior, and I'm the digital editor of the Herald.
Hey Holyoke, I'm Mr. Baru. I'm a business teacher here at Holyoke High School, and I also teach journalism in the Herald.
Hi, I'm Alexa Moran. I'm a senior, and I'm the social media manager for the Twitter account.
All right. Well, I suppose we should start talking about some of the things that we have down here. COVID-19 in this school, and what do you guys think about it?
Personally, I don't think it's being handled well enough. I think that they say they are, but I even heard today that they want to end masks in the building in around December time frame. I feel like that's the worst time when the flu season's coming up and things like that. But yeah, all around, I feel like the school could be handling the COVID situation much better since they had a long time to plan what they had to do.
Yeah, that's not all right. You said something about not wanting them to wear masks?
In December, if
Yeah,
like
why is
80% of the school is vaccinated, they're saying we don't need them anymore.
Yeah, but I definitely don't think we're anywhere close to 80%.
Yeah, there's no
nowhere
way.
near 50 either.
There's no way.
That's I don't think that's really realistic, and it's not safe at all.
Yeah, not at all.
What about
They
you guys?
definitely are not taking the precautions that they should be. Like, they should be wiping down the tables from every transition to every class in the cafeteria and everything. Like, my mom just got another email, like 2 more students got tested for COVID, but we don't know about these things. Like, our parents are getting the emails when we need to know about these things as well because we're going to school here.
Right.
So we
Teachers
don't know
are
if,
getting emails too.
yeah, and we don't even know if we've been in contact. You know, we could have passed by
Yeah.
them in the hallway. You know, so we need to be aware of these things too. I think there's just like no communication, good communication as well.
Yeah, it's a very serious topic, and it's not really, nobody's really doing much about it, except we're kind of just keeping the students in school and following the bare minimum when it comes to rules and regulations. You know, there's no 6 feet distance. There are masks, but there are a lot of people that, you know, don't wear them properly or they take them off during their classes. I'm sure there's a lot of teachers that do that as well.
Yeah.
Me and Alexa are in a class that has a teacher that is exactly like that. We're not going to point out any names, but you know, it's some teachers are doing that, and it's not really that safe.
Is that what you were talking about last podcast?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
And it's still continuing.
Really?
You know, there's nothing being said or done about it from administration, and it's just all over the place right now.
It's just not it's just not being taken as seriously as it should. You know, COVID is still a thing. It's still a thing. We're still in a pandemic. We still need to be safe, no matter if you're vaccinated or not. So it's kind of like puts us in a weird predicament because we're just kind of like, okay, you know, we have to keep ourselves safe because we have to keep our family safe back at home. So I feel like it should go like that for everyone. You know, everyone should have their masks on.
Especially for people that have grandparents that live with them, right?
Of course. You want to be able to see your family and not contaminate anyone in it.
And high-risk students are in this building as well. There's a lot of them that are sick already, or they're asthmatic, or there's other factors that will make COVID-19 potentially more dangerous. And people aren't protecting the students of this school by not doing what they're supposed to do.
So what do you guys think we could do as a school to make it better and safer?
Well, there should be less people in classrooms, I think, because I know myself and a lot of my other people that I know have had problems with classes, and there's like 30 people in the class, and that's not safe. And some of the classes, the desks aren't even 3 feet apart, so I think that's a major problem that needs to be addressed. And also, I agree with what we said earlier, that the students should be getting emails or get notifications about these COVID cases, because my parents told me that they've been getting daily letters ever since like last Wednesday, and that's concerning. So I really think both of those factors could really make a big difference in the school.
Yeah, my mom showed me the screenshot of the text yesterday that she got, And she was like, oh, like, did you know about any of this? And I was like, no, they don't tell us. Like, they send it to you guys and to the teachers, obviously, but no teachers are telling anyone anything, and no, like, the parents are responsible for filling in their students, and then they're asking their students, like, hey, did you, like, and we don't know the person. It's like, oh, do you know if you were in contact with the person? And there's no way to know that because they can't release who the person is.
Correct.
And they're not taking enough measures for contact tracing and things like that.
I had the same exact conversation with my parents last night about that too.
It's really going to just keep getting more out of hand. There's not many people that are following the precautions, and it's just getting a little bit too uncontrollable. And I definitely think that there should be more things put in place so that there's options out there for students for how they want to pursue their education, whether it's safely or, not so safely, especially considering the cases are rising, especially in this area. We're going back into these colored zones, and it's getting a lot more dangerous. And the new Delta variant is also very contagious, and there's still not too many people that are vaccinated yet.
Would you say most of the students are wearing masks most of the time during the day?
Yes,
feel like
I would. I would
Yes.
think so, yeah. But there's definitely a small outlier of students that are still, not wearing their masks properly, or they're not wearing them at all.
There's always that one student in your class
Yep.
that the teacher will start to say stuff to, but then it just becomes a disruption to the class as they keep saying stuff. So they kind of just leave it alone because they can't win.
And like I said before, sometimes it's not even the students, and it's the teachers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like one thing that they need to do is, like, before class is over, before, like, 5 minutes before class is over, take some Lysol wipes, wipe down all of the desks, the seats, everything before class is over, so when the next class comes in, it's a sanitized table, because there's no type of sanitization in any of these classes. You're sitting in tables where many students have been all over, put all their germs on, which is the easiest way to get sick. And just as the cafeteria goes, all those tables need to be wiped down before the transition to
They're not being wiped?
No. Even if it was something that they only did, like if they don't want to do it every class, we eat breakfast in the classroom.
Correct.
People are sitting in the classroom and homeroom with no mask on, eating on the desk, and then the A block comes in, or the B block, depending on the day.
Yeah.
And it's all a mess, and no one's doing anything to, like Alexa said, there's no, nothing's going on to clean things up.
In the lunchroom, they do have, like, hand sanitizer when you walk in, and little wipes, but they don't wipe the tables down. So, like, when you sit down at your table, there's usually, like, food or little things, like crumbs you see on your table. That's how you know, like, this wasn't even wiped.
Yeah, that's not good.
So it's,
I will say they did give us sanitizer bottles with paper towels in all the classes. I just can't speak for if it's being actually sanitized or not, but I'm just saying that they are there.
When we first returned back in May, we did, I recall, always have to wipe down things, and then suddenly it disappeared. I'd say like mid-June, and it hasn't. We haven't done it since. We weren't told to do it.
And we should be doing it, like, every single day.
I'm curious as to why that went away.
Yeah, because I was remote, and I used to see everyone wiping down their desks when I was, on screen, but then suddenly the teachers were telling me, too, like, oh, we don't have to do that anymore, so we can end class a little bit later now, and I was like, I'm concerned for the people that are here because they're trying to be safe, and I don't know where that rule went.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't think that should have been terminated. It definitely would have helped, and it may not have helped a whole lot, but any little bit counts.
Exactly. It would have helped enough.
Yeah, if it meant that 5 less kids got COVID, then so be it.
It's exactly make a huge difference in people getting sick.
I don't like that the teachers aren't doing much about it, and I don't like that administration is doing anything about it as we speak. There definitely should be something put in place, or there should be solutions, or maybe even just talking about it to try and see what's going to happen in the next couple of not years but months.
Yeah.
Let's not joke about it being years, because
that would be.
I can't take much more. Yeah, we can't.
I'd just go to a different country.
I don't know if that's going to be any better, though. Anything else going on?
Yeah, the next topic that I think we should talk about is our Coach Artisan Dennis and his unfortunate passing last week, and the effects that it has on the students in the community of Holyoke High School. And I know there's a few volleyball players out there in the audience, and it's very, very upsetting, and I'm sorry. And I'm sure he was a really great guy. And our hearts are out for him right now, and we feel very, very, upset about it. We feel like something's been taken away from us.
For sure.
Yeah, he was a huge part of the community. I've never played volleyball in my life, and I knew who he was. Like, he was definitely a huge part of this community. Many people knew him.
One of our own.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Graduated about 5 years ago.
Yeah. One of the first people to receive a heart transplant in Massachusetts, and the youngest as well.
11, right?
11 years old.
Yeah, his first open heart surgery was when he was 6.
Yeah.
And his transplant was at 11.
Very, very big part of the community, and played a significant role, and was a very good human being. And it's very sad to see someone like that go.
For sure.
Yeah. On other notes, the bathrooms.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's kind of funny.
How is it funny?
It's kind of funny.
How's it funny?
It's funny.
Are you talking about the sink?
I'm talking about the sink.
The
I'm
toilet
talking about
seat.
the toilet.
Maybe
the
clue
soap
people in.
dispenser.
Because remember what I
Paper
told you
towel
that I just
dispenser.
found out?
The
Hi,
mirrors.
Channel 12. We're on Channel 12 on Comcast in Holyoke. Did you know that?
Yes.
Hi, guys.
We didn't know that.
So.
Hi, Channel 12. So maybe everyone doesn't know this.
Okay, there's this TikTok trend going around, and people all on social media were taking things from schools. It wasn't even just schools, but it started being just schools when school started. And people from Holyoke High took that into their own account and decided to do it as well. And things started disappearing from the bathrooms, like mirrors, the paper towel holders, the soap dispensers, and it was just like little things like that. And then a sink was gone.
Casually.
Just gone. And then toilet seats were gone. I did hear that a toilet was gone as well, but I'm not sure how true that is.
I thought that was a rumor. I don't think
I
that.
don't think that.
Yeah.
I almost thought the sink rumor wasn't true too.
And then I saw the picture.
The sink is gone.
The
Yeah.
sink is gone.
You know
There was
that.
a TikTok made. Sink was removed. I don't know how they did it, but they did it.
But they did it.
They got away with it. Don't know how.
We
no,
don't know who
administration
took it.
Did not see them walk
Yeah,
out
I
the
mean,
building with a sink.
they
I
have
don't
security
understand.
cameras.
How do you just not see
Probably
someone
not
walk
good
out of here with
No.
a sink?
We have enough cameras in this building.
We have a lot of cameras in
We
this
have a
place.
lot.
I sit in the
Yeah.
office during my TA block as like an office aide, and I just look at the cameras. And like we see like the main office ones, but there's like a big list of like a whole bunch of them. So I don't
Yeah.
know how they couldn't like go look at the camera and be like, okay, this student. They yell at us about wearing our hoodies and stuff in the hallway so that they can identify us, but they didn't.
But they're
I
not
didn't.
worried about someone just walking out
Just
of
walking
here
out
with
with
a
a
sink.
sink. Yeah.
I'm
I don't
really
know what
curious.
bathroom it was on.
It's the first floor.
It's a
bathroom.
first floor
floor?
boys bathroom.
First floor bathroom.
I don't
Yeah.
think it was during the school day.
I don't
It could
think
not
so.
have happened.
No,
Yeah.
but the
It
school
must
is
have
still
been.
open when sports are going on, and you can
Yeah.
get through the doors and walk
Yeah.
around, and there's usually like not a lot of people in the building.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
So-
so
There
that's
is an
I think it was
exit
after
right
school.
there.
it's a
Yeah.
great time to just rip a sink out, I suppose.
Like, what
Yeah.
are you gonna do with the sink?
And
Like, are you
admin
just
I know.
hasn't really done anything about it except for one McKenna came on and made this whole big announcement, but I know everyone took that as a joke. The minute she came on, everyone was recording it. It was being posted around. People were like, oh my God, McKenna's talking about it. We all knew she was going to say something. Because people aren't taking it seriously. But now it's become a bigger problem because
Yeah.
they're locking the bathrooms all the time. It's very hard to go actually find a bathroom. You have to ask an administrator to unlock the bathroom, and half the time they're like, no, we can't. No, sorry, you can't do that. And at the end of the day, that's kind of like an infringement on like your rights and things like that as going to school. I know this happened years ago. One of my classmates, her sister, had the same thing happen to her, and her parents called, and they basically just said, oh, sorry, like, that's our choice. We can't do anything about it. And now it's happening again this many years later for a different reason, and it still has that same effect. So you would think that maybe the effect would be less and they wouldn't be doing these same things. But at the end of the day, one person ruins it for everybody, and now you can't use the bathroom.
Yeah,
at
but it
school.
wasn't one person. It was a
It was
a solid group
couple,
of people.
and a lot of people are speculating that they were freshmen.
Yeah, but like 10, 15 people to like the 1,500 people that we have in
Right.
the building is a small amount.
Right.
Yeah, but it ruined the entire population.
Exactly.
You know, they're
Yeah, so the problem for me as a teacher is it's affecting the good students that like legitimately need to use the bathroom.
Exactly.
I have, I know the students that are going to come back in 3 minutes, and I know the students that I need to keep my eye on. And I can tell you that 99% of the students are going to go to the bathroom. They're going to come back in 3 minutes and go about class. And it bothers me when you have students that are affecting other students, and my good students can't use the restroom as they rightfully should. So that bothers me as a teacher.
Yeah, I had a problem at lunch the other day. I was going to go to the bathroom on the second floor, and it was locked, and this has happened to me many times. And I have a pass for the second floor, which of course isn't valid on the first floor, so that's a whole major problem. And then the other day I went down to the first floor bathroom by the band room, and that one was locked too, so I had to go all the way down to the cafeteria and use the bathroom there, and then go all the way back upstairs, which is just very time-consuming. And it was way after the 7-minute limit that they give students at the beginning of class just to stay in the room and everything. So it's kind of annoying at this point.
Yeah, it's very obnoxious, and I suppose administration just forgets to unlock them.
Right.
I don't know, because you're not really supposed to do that. There are children that need to use the bathroom.
Right. Especially during the transition to lunch. A lot of people rely on that time. Okay, I'm just going to use the bathroom before lunch, and then we have to wait for the 10-minute mark before class starts, so then we can't go to the bathroom. They should keep them unlocked and have a lot of administration patrolling through the halls.
Yeah.
And making sure that they can see who's coming in and out. And
to make sure kids aren't ripping sinks out.
Yeah, they're not ripping sinks out and leaving the school. So they just need to have more people in the hallway.
Yeah.
The bathrooms are usually on the corners, so if they have administration sit in those little desks like they do in the hallways, we have enough admin and teachers that just walk around the hallways. They can easily sit there. Then they can say, oh, I've seen this person do laps too at the same time, because all they sit in the hallway really doing is saying, oh, this person's been walking. Can we get admin to come down here or something? And then they can see who's going in and out of the bathroom at the same time. So, I don't know. I feel like there's more ways that they could go about it and handle it other than just locking the bathrooms for the whole day.
Yeah.
Class, do you have any thoughts on this? Because I know this affects all of you, and this has been a real big issue with a lot. I feel like I've heard this issue more than anything else all year with the students. Anyone have any thoughts?
I can say something real quick. So I know that
Hi,
a couple
Alicia.
years back, they used to actually have teachers sit out in desks in front of the bathrooms. Or I know there was this one teacher that would always sit out in the girls' bathroom on the third floor. And what she would do is she would make you sign in before going in the bathroom, and then she would keep track of the time. I don't know if you remember the same lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was it was a woman, and she would sit out, and every time we would go to the bathroom, she would have us write our name and then write the time that we would go in, and then she would write the time that we would leave and get out. And so she had that list, but I don't know if she's ever did anything with it. It was only on that floor too. It was never on the second or the first floor. It was always just the third. So I found that weird.
Yeah.
And she was just always there, but then after that, it just never happened again, or I've never seen it happen in any other bathroom. So that was a weird, one-time thing that she did. It was just, I don't know what they were trying to do with that, but it definitely didn't stick. So I don't know if it was something they wanted to try just to see if it worked, but it definitely didn't. So I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Anybody else? Thank you, Alicia.
Much. In other regards, the mayoral race, I suppose. Mayoral. I don't even know how to say it.
Mayoral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it, so does anybody know anything about what's going on with that?
It's come down to two candidates,
It's
Garcia
Sullivan
and
Garcia,
Sullivan.
right?
Yeah.
I know the turnout was horribly low. Only 6,000 people voted in the city of Holyoke.
Wow. Out of the
Very
how many
low.
people that live here?
Almost
40,000.
40,000.
40,000
Like
around.
40,000.
Yeah.
No one really took the election as serious.
That's really
It's a
unfortunate.
shame.
Yeah.
1,000 people.
I didn't even see that many people outside holding signs,
No, I didn't.
advertising. Usually that's huge in Holyoke on the
Some
intersections. I saw it a little bit, but usually it's a lot more and for many more weeks than it was.
Yeah, I see it sometimes on the intersection of Beach and Northampton
Yep.
Street.
Yes.
I
That's where
saw a lot
them
of
go.
people though
Yes.
trying to spread a lot of the cars and try and push people to vote and everything, but
It didn't work.
I don't know, maybe people just didn't take the time to kind of look into it more and then actually vote for these candidates.
Yeah, I know they had the mail-in option too, so that could have been helpful for some people who didn't want to actually go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure the past 2 years, or I don't know, the numbers have probably been super, super low lately, especially with maybe COVID, and I suppose just less people want to vote.
Yeah, people just don't want to really take it into consideration. But I mean, we wish the best to the two candidates. I mean.
Yeah, but it's really important for the community to know what's going on, and I'm even going to blame myself for not really knowing what's going on. I'm sure there's people like me that don't know what's going on and don't vote because they just have no idea.
Yeah. Hopefully the two candidates can kind of spread more knowledge so people kind of know who they're voting for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge thing.
But it's definitely, other people that are just refusing to keep themselves updated and be part of the community. And if you're not going to vote, then just stay back and watch. Don't have anything to say about it. But the numbers are still way too low. You said 6,000 people?
Yeah, it was
out
6,000.
of 40,000?
That's like a seventh of the population.
Yeah, that's like way too low.
Yeah, it's sad because, like, as a teacher, I see so many young individuals that are in my classes that are so involved with the community. I mean, when we talk about current events every day, and we have great discussions about what's going on in Holyoke and around the country and everything. So we have a lot of great students here that are very involved with their community and they care. And the problem is most of our students are not the age of 18. They don't have the opportunity yet to vote, so they can't. It's just unfortunate that more people that have the opportunity to vote won't go out.
Yeah, I feel like that's a big thing we're going to see change is like the generational aspect changes, and then our generation is like the leading force in society. Then you're going to see like the voting numbers go up.
It will.
Community activism and things like that are going to skyrocket because a lot of people in our generation are really realizing that we are the change and we need to be the change, and the minute we have the chance, it's going to happen.
Of course.
So get out and vote, Holyoke. Channel 12. What else is going on? Anything before we end?
I don't know. You guys have anything to say about any recent articles that you've come across or anything interesting happening?
Well, we've posted about like over 20 articles to the website in over a month, so
yeah,
that is
our
really
numbers are
good.
great.
A lot of diverse articles to go through and read through, for sure.
Great articles. Any like current events that are going on that you think other people should know about?
We have freshman class elections are coming up. The nominee forms just went out. What was I going to say? Yeah, so they just need to have that in by next week. And elections are taking place around next week, I believe, or the week after that. Yeah.
Go vote for someone, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're a freshman, get on that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much, guys, as always. And thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time on the Knightrider Podcast.
Peace out.
Bye.